without help, without support, without anything else. And what would that mean for you? And question number 4. Are you willing to do what's necessary to teach other people how to do what's necessary to recruit 20 people in 30 days? Put a 4 in the chat. Now we're talking about a business. Instead of just a job, we're talking about a business. We're talking about scale. We're talking about leverage. We're talking about the things that are important in our business. So we got lots of 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. And here's the funny thing. I don't know how many people are watching at this moment. Thousands of people registered, many watching replay. I ask you to be honest. Unless you're driving, be careful. Honestly, how many of you didn't type a single number into any of the 4 questions that I asked? Put a 7 in the chat. Isn't that interesting? Why is that? Are you afraid? Are you nervous? Are you lurking? Are you hiding? Are you uncertain? Are you... All I'm asking, are you willing? Are you willing to do what's necessary? Maybe you don't know what that is. You're willing to do it repeatedly. You're willing to do it in a way, and you could teach other people how to do the same thing. So it's so easy today for us to raise our hands. It's so easy for us today to say, me, me, me. It's so easy for us today to say, my turn, I'm ready, I'm red hot, I'm excited, I'm on fire. You know what I realized? Saying it's not enough. It's what you do when we're done with this 3 hours that's going to define what you're really going to do. It's what you do after. That's what's going to define what you're really going to do. You want to hear something crazy? How many people are on here live right now? Let me see. Okay. I would guess, at least a third of you won't make it to the end of this webinar. Yes, I want success. You said yes to all 4 things. Yes, I'm ready to make a change. Yes, I'm ready to be different. Yes, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. You won't make it to the end of the webinar. Now, am I wishing you ill will? No, of course not. I've just been doing this for 36 years. I just know that there's a difference between saying it and doing it. There's something that happens in a person that when they get to the point where they say, I'm going to do what is necessary within my morality, within my integrity, within my character, I'm going to do what it takes within all those parameters to change my life. Something that happens. And I said yes a million times. I said, yes, you know what? I'm going to change my life. This is my chance. This is my time. This is my moment. This is my situation. And then I get distracted by my phone, or I get distracted by a butterfly, I get distracted by a friend, I'd get distracted by something. Easter's coming up, tax time's coming up. There's going to be lots of excuses. What I found out is that when you really make a decision, distractions become invisible. They don't even exist. When you don't make a decision, everything becomes a distraction. every tiny little thing is insurmountable. It might as well be a mountain. It's humongous. So it took me a while, and it might take you a while. I mean, you might be ready today, and I'll give you some grace. Some of you are ready today. Some of you might not be quite ready, but you're going to be closer to making that decision. You know, for me, I had to kind of like circle it and circle it and circle it and circle it. And then boom, I was ready to make the decision. Took me like 3 years of my network marketing experience before I really made a decision that I was going to go change everything. Now, I was recruiting between now and then. I was building a team between now and then. I was doing some things, but I wasn't duplicating. I didn't really have freedom. I didn't really have time freedom or financial freedom. I was just doing the thing. But it was all on me. And when I made that decision, sitting in that convention, I said, you know what? You know what my decision was? My decision wasn't that I was going to recruit 20 in 30 days. You know what it was? I was going to become an expert in this profession. I was going to become world class in this profession. I was going to become one of the best in this profession. And if I just focused on that, then everything else would take care of itself. So long term, I would love for you to become a professional, to become world class, to become bulletproof. Short term, I want to give you a framework on how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. I've helped countless people achieve this goal. Some of you might be on this Zoom. If I helped you at some point recruit 20 people in 30 days, put 20 into the chat at some point, if I ever helped you. If this is a refresher course for you. Take a look at all the 20s. It'll give you some guidance and kind of give you some encouragement that this isn't the first time I'm doing this. Been doing this a long time. So let me walk you through some things and tell you, talk first about why 20. Why 20? Why is 20 the number? I will tell you, for me, I didn't really figure out the 20 and 30 until later on in my career when I looked back on my results and I was just like, what worked and what didn't? What was the big difference in my life, in my business? And the difference was the times when I brought in a lot of people in a short period of time. As many as I could in a short period of time. Now, I have to talk about recruiting for a moment. There's 4 things that we do in network marketing, okay? Write these 4 things down. 1, we sell valuable products and services using word-of-mouth advertising. We educate the consumer. We offer our endorsement to the product for the consumer. We sell. Nothing happens in our compensation plan unless a sale happens to a customer. Nothing. Number 2, we recruit an ever-expanding team of other people who are selling, and we start to get some leverage. When they're selling, we get a little override from their sales. Wonderful. And there's no limit to the number of people we can recruit. Number 3, we duplicate the process. We teach people to sell and to recruit. That's number 3. And number 4, we lead. We improve the productivity of the teams that we have based upon our leadership. Sell, recruit, duplicate, lead. So, I was okay at selling even though I didn't love it. I was okay at recruiting even though I didn't love it. I loved the team building part, but I knew it was necessary because there's only so much I could sell. And if I wanted to build an empire, I needed help. If I'm a one person on a soccer team against 11 on the other side, I wasn't going to stand a chance. I needed to be able to build a team. So what I learned from me is slow and steady does not win the race. Now, I understand the concept. I understand the concept of, you know, be the turtle, don't be the rabbit, because the rabbit gets distracted. And the turtle just steady, 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 steady. But in business, success loves speed. Success loves speed. So the turtle gets run over by a truck so long as the rabbit, I mean, I'll just take a race, you and me. You walk 1 inch at a time, you be the turtle, and I'll be the rabbit and the turtle. You walk 1 inch at a time, I'll run 100 yards. I'm not the fastest runner, but I'll run 100 yards. And then I'll walk. You stay at your 1 inch at a time. And then, you know, another few minutes, I'll run another 100 yards. You stay walking your 1 inch at a time. How far ahead am I going to be in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, a day, a year? You can't even measure. You won't even be able to see me. So a lot of people think inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yes, consistency is important. Yes, I understand showing up every day. But if you just go inch by inch, you're going to starve to death in our business. You be the rabbit for a season, not forever, and then be the turtle, and then be the rabbit, and then be the turtle. And when I looked back, and I want to ask those of you who have done at least 20 in 30 or a short period of time, let's say 30 to 60 days. When I look back at my career as to any of the times when I brought in a bunch of people in a short period of time, I'll ask the question to the audience. To the audience, let me ask you this question. For those who've done it, what portion of your success today, your financial success today, can you attribute back to the time when you brought in a bunch of people in a short period of time? 20 or 30 or more. What percent? Take a look at the chat. All of it, 80%, 90%, 70%, 80%. Most or all? Take a look. Some have some zeros. I have some questions about that. So 110%, that would be hard to do. If you brought in a bunch in a short period of time, what percentage of your success can you attribute to that season? Okay? It's a big number. So why 20? Why 20 again? The reason why 20 is, what I found is if I'm in a recruiting mode, okay? I'm out there recruiting. I found I could usually get to about 20 before my team started to pull on me and wouldn't let me go recruit anymore because they needed my help. They needed my help with calls or meetings or follow-up or getting them started, and my time started to get pulled. So the faster I could bring in those 20, the faster I can go to work with those people before everybody started pulling on me. Now, if I could bring in 60 people in 30 days, it'd probably be the same result, but I'd get bigger income. I would get bigger income because I'd have more people to work with. But it was hard for me to do. I wasn't that influential of a person. The other thing I would tell you is it was hard for me to recruit emotionally. It was emotionally difficult for me to recruit. And the reason why, put a 5 in the chat if it's emotionally difficult for you to recruit. Yeah, You're my people. It was not easy for me. I'm an introverted person. I don't want to impose on people. I don't want to bother people. I didn't have a lot of success myself, personally. People are busy. I always felt like I was bothering people. So for me, I watch these people, and some of you might know them, that they are walking and talking recruiting machines. Every way where they go, they're recruiting. When they're at lunch, they're recruiting. When they're at breakfast, they're recruiting. When they check into the hotel, they're recruiting. When they sit next to somebody on the airplane, they're recruiting. They check into the hotel, they're recruiting. They're recruiting the person who cleans the room, their hotel room. That was not me. When they if I was with them and they started doing that, I would walk away and let them do their thing. But it was not my thing. I got super clammy, super uncomfortable. It was not my thing. So, and I also took a look at results because I want you to examine your results. I want you to think about something because everybody who's been in network marketing, and when you guys grab the stool for me, the bar stool, at some point, I want you to think about something. Have you ever heard this phrase? You recruit one person a month, every month, and you teach everybody else on your team to recruit one person a month, every month, and pretty soon you have this empire of thousands and thousands of people. Have you ever heard that? Put a 3 in the chat if you've ever heard that. You ever heard that? It looks really cool on a piece of paper. It just doesn't work. I've never seen it work. Ever, 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 ever. I'll ask about another way to phrase it. Or I'll give you another way to phrase it. Have you ever watched people, and maybe you're one of those people, who recruits one person here and one person there? Thank you. Appreciate that. One person here and one person there. You know those people? Are you one of those people? You recruit one here, you recruit one there, and then another one here, and then another one there. What happens to those people? They all kind of die. Why is that? They all feel like they're left out. They all feel like they're adopted. They all feel like they're not part of the cool group. They all feel like they're the redheaded stepchildren. They're not really connected. They're like the new kid at school. They're just disconnected. Have you ever experienced that? Maybe you were one of the people that got brought in like that and you felt that way, or you started bringing people in here or there, here or there. I've actually come to the conclusion that I think it's kind of mean to bring people in one or two at a time versus bringing in a bunch of people at the same time. Interesting, huh? And I'm just giving my results, right? I'm telling you from 36 years experience. If this is resonating with you, then, maybe there's some truth to it. And I think about the times when I brought in a bunch of people in a short period of time, completely different. Completely different. If I brought in 20 people or so in a 30-day period of time, they're all part of the same group. They're all part of the same class. They got a little competition going. There's some relationships that are built. There's some competition. There's some sibling rivalry that everybody's moving, and kind of going together. They're asking each other questions. They're building relationships with each other. Have you ever seen that? when a group comes in at the same time, the different type of energy that happens. The results from people who come in as a group just absolutely dwarf the results from the one at a time. No matter how much, pardon me, no matter how much personal time you give them. No, I'm just going to work with you. You're going to be my project. They need a friend. They need a play date. They need some people to hang out with. They need some people to compare themselves to. You know, when one of them starts walking, the other ones watch the ones that start walking. They say, oh, I can walk too, I guess. And they start walking. And one starts riding a bike, and then the rest of them start riding a bike. And pretty soon they're all growing together. Now, they're not all going to go to the top, but success does love speed. If you're going to do it, I've kind of come to the conclusion that if you're going to recruit anyway, it's better to hold off and bring them in a group than it is just one at a time. I know that sounds strange, but it is critical. So success loves speed. Why 20? That's about the max that you can get to before your group starts pulling on you. Slow and steady does not win the race. Success loves speed. And for me, for a person who didn't love recruiting, I would treat this like a project. So I would like put my recruiting clothes on, and that's all I would do is recruit. And once I got to as many as I can get to, as I could get before I was kind of like, I'm out, and my teams and my group's pulling on me, then I'd put my support clothes on and I'd go to work with them. And I'd try and grow up that class, have them leave the nest, and then I'd put my recruiting clothes on again, and then I'd do it again. This is what worked for me. Okay, it might not work for you, even though I believe it will. This is what worked for me. Okay, and it's worked for millions of people around the world. I've helped a lot of people do this. So the key to all of this is getting off the ground. And one thing I want to tell you, I want to adjust this word recruiting. I am not talking about recruiting customers. That is not a recruit in my mind. And for the purposes of this program, it is not a recruit. It is a customer. Okay? I'm talking about recruiting somebody who has the intention of building a business. Whether they do or don't, that's up to them. But they have the ability and the intention of growing a business. Now, if some people become customers first, fine. But they're not a recruit until they do something that raises their hands and changes them from a customer status to a recruiting status. That's when they count towards one of your 20. You understand? A lot of people get stuck on this language. Oh, I recruited 27 people last month. Really? Oh, no, tell me about them. How many of them are building a business? No, they're all customers. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about building a team, not growing your customer list. Got it? So, key is getting off the ground. Now, we do have a toolkit. Many of you got this toolkit. The rest of you can get this toolkit if you want to. For an extra $10, we've got a list builder for your 20 and 30. We've got a calendar for your appointments and everything else. And we've got the hottest recruiting scripts in network marketing. You can get all three of those for $10. If you want to, take a screenshot of this screen, and you can get those for $10. That'll download directly to them. How do you know if you paid for them already? They should be in your inbox. Okay? All right. And also, I will also tell you, any of you that don't have the replay already, the replay is available to you if you want to watch this afterwards. Take a screenshot of that, and then let's go to work. Okay? If you're ready to go to work, put a 1 in the chat. You ready? All right, fantastic. Let me tell you the recruiting realities of network marketing. This might blow your mind. According to big data in network marketing, take a snapshot at any moment in time. 70% of all participants recruit exactly 0 people. 70% recruit 0. 20% recruit between 1 and 2. Ever, lifetime. 5% recruit between 3 and 5. 3% recruit between 6 and 9. And 2% recruit 10 or more. Now this 2% is a very important number. Everybody above that, the 2%, that's what drives everything. That group averages 27 recruits, not per month, not per year, ever in their career. That 2%, those are the people building a business. The rest of the people are tourists. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow. It's okay. I mean, what can a career path be for somebody who recruits less than 10 people ever? It can't be that big of a career. Can't be serious about it. But the 2%, they bring in 70% of all recruits. They average 27 recruits per person. Okay? How many of you are already in the 2% right now? Put 2% in the chat, or a 2 in the chat. If you're already in there. All right, fantastic. I'll teach you how to do it again, and I'll teach you how to teach your people to do it. Let's talk about what it can be worth if you go do this. If you go bring in 20 people in 30 days. What can it be worth to you? Let's do the math, okay? Take a piece of paper and do the math. And again, people won't do something unless they feel like it's worth it. Answer this question on your own piece of paper. Is there any upfront commission with your company on the product purchase that your new recruit makes? Is there any upfront commission that you'll earn on the product purchase that your customer makes? Multiply that times 20 and put that on a piece of paper. Okay? Got that times 20? That's question number 1. Number 2, are there any other bonuses, any fast start bonuses, or anything that kicks in with a new team member if you go recruit 20 people? What are those other bonuses? Take that times 20. Will you get extra customers just by trying to recruit some new distributors? Will you get some extra customers? How many of those customers do you think you might get? What's the volume that'd be created from those customers? Take that times 20. Now the rest, some of these are estimates, right? In the next 12 months, approximately how much would you earn over the next 12 months by bringing in 20 people in 30 days? What would happen to your team? And this is just a guess. It's not a promise. It's just a guess. But what do you think would happen? If that happened, everything else was ignited, you were ignited, what would happen? Put a number in there. Lifetime. What is the lifetime value of bringing in 20 and 30? We got a few typos in here we got to fix later. Of bringing in 20 and 30. What would be worth over the course of your career? For those of you who have done 20 and 30, I want you to put in how much has it been worth to you approximately? Real numbers. How much has it been worth to you to actually do it? If you can guess. Over 1 million, millions, 156,000. Who else can guess? 1 million, 720,000. This is just from 1, 20, and 30. Time freedom, 15,000, 1.2, 15,000, 6 figures. Question number 6. Would you likely rank advance? If you rank advanced by bringing in 20 people in 30 days and the subsequent activity from those people, what would that do? Would your pay structure change? What would that do to your income? Number 7 is a positive role model. I'll tell you how many will do something in a minute. Don't worry about it. As a positive role model, will you, some people try to lead by telling other people what to do. If you go bring in 20 people in 30 days here in 2024, what will that do to the activity level of the people on your team? Would that inspire them? I'm not even saying 20 every month. I'm just saying 20 just to do it, just to get it going. Of course it's going to inspire them. What would that be worth? Would your prestige or your recognition or your reputation grow within the company if you did that? Would that open up doors of opportunity? Would that open up prospects that were not available to you prior to this? So see, what I had to do, because I disliked recruiting so much, is I had to get clear on what was the payoff. What was the payoff if I did this? What would it be worth to me if I did this? I want you to add up the potential total value. Now, this is not a claim or a promise, but what do you think it might be worth for you, your compensation plan, your situation? What do you think it might be worth if you went out there and accomplished a 20 and 30? Might be worth a yacht, a lot yet. A yacht, maybe even, but a lot, yes? So let's talk about fast or slow again. Same 20 people. And actually fast 30 days versus kind of a, let's call it 30 months instead of 30 days, okay? The green one's fast in 30 days, and the red one is 30 months. Same 20 people. You're going to bring in the same 20 people. Let me give you some numbers, and those of you who've done this, you can tell me if I'm accurate, reasonably accurate. In your first 30 days, you think you have 20 people because you signed 20, but you don't. You end up having about 12. About 8 of them go into witness protection program immediately. Okay? They just disappear. We don't know where they went. If you go slow, you do those same 20 people over the course of 30 months, you're going to end up with like 8 people that look like they went to work. Within 90 days, those 12 have dwindled down to about 8 people. If you do it fast, 8, and you look like you got 8 really good lines. 8 lines that are really going to go. If you do it slow, you're going to look like you got about 4 people. In a year, it looks like you got 4 really solid lines. And you have 4 pretty solid lines. And one of those lines is going to be doing about half of all the volume of the other 3. Those of you who have done this before, tell me if I'm right. You got about 4 out of those 20 after a year. One of them are doing a lot. The other 3 are doing the balance. If you do it slow, you've got about 2. And after about 5 years, you think you have 4 forever. You don't. After about 5 years, you got 2 really rock solid lines. And if you do it slow, you got to get lucky. You really have to get lucky. So again, these are the same 20 people. It's just fast or slow, fast or slow. So just look at the fast list. 12, 8, 4, 2. Is that about right? Put a 20 in the chat. Those who have done it, if that's been about right, if that's been your experience of what happens when you've done this. How can I know this from all of these different people from all over the world? How can I know this? Because I've been doing it for 36 years. Not only training it, but doing it myself. That's about right. That's about right. These are the numbers. Now, if you bring in less than 20 and you say, well, I brought in some people and they're all gone. Well, look at the right-hand list. You didn't bring in enough in order to be able to have something to boil down to. That's why numbers are such a big deal. This is a numbers game. You do have to go through the numbers if you want to be able to have the success in your business, just like anything. An insurance agent has to talk to enough people. A real estate agent has to talk to enough people. Any business person has to talk to enough people in order to be able to have success. You can't just talk to a few people and hope you're going to get lucky. Doesn't work like that. There's 8 billion people in the world. You're looking for a few that are ready to be an entrepreneur, ready to do something different. Okay? So, let's look at a typical 30-month recruiting effort. If you're going to do this over 30 months, this is what most people do. They go slow. They do 10 presentations. They get 2 distributors. 100 presentations get 20 distributors. 125 appointments. 300 texts, 300 to 500 on the list. So in other words, they'll go have a conversation with 500 people. 300 to 500 on the list. They'll call or text 300 of them. They'll try to set up 125 appointments. 25 of them won't show up. They'll do 100 presentations. You know, 100 presentations equal 20. I don't get that one.
10 presentations equals 2 distributors, 100 equals 20.
Oh, yeah. So for every 10 presentations, maybe 2 distributors, something like that. If you do it over 30 days, the numbers get much easier because your momentum's much different. So throw all those numbers up. You have to do much less. It's more efficient if you go faster. You can send 150. You can send half the number of texts or calls, set up half the number of appointments, half the presentations to end up getting the same number or double the number of distributors. You understand what I'm saying? It's a numbers game. So let's walk through the schedule of how you're going to go do this. Okay? Again, I asked you at the beginning, how many of you really, really, really want to recruit 20 and 30? You all said yes. How many are really, really willing to learn what it takes? You all said me. How many really want to learn what it takes to do it and repeat it? You all said me. How many want to teach other people how to repeat it? You all said me. So now we're going to get to the work of it. 4 stages to a 20 and 30 schedule. 4 stages. Okay, ready? Stage 1 is preparation. Stage 1 is preparation. Now, you can decide to start your 20 and 30 today if you want. I recommend a little bit of time to prepare for your 20 and 30. Little bit of time to prepare. Because I think if you do, you're going to get better results. Then after preparation, there's the first 10 days of the month. You're going to front load an enormous amount of conversations and prepare for a lot of presentations. The second 10 days, you're going to be transitioning into follow-up. And the third 10 days, you're going to be closing and helping people make a decision. Okay? Prep, first 10 days, second 10 days, third 10 days. Let's talk about prep. And most of us don't do a lot of preparation when it comes to going and building our business. We're ready, fire, aim, you know, and I don't mind people just being aggressive and going after it. I was aggressive and went after it. I leaped before the net was there. I was ready to go, and don't worry, Simon, whether you do presentations or not, you're going to still expose somebody. So don't get hung up on the words. Preparation. Let's talk about 10 steps to preparing. Step number 1, you need to commit that you're going to recruit 20 people in 30 days. You need to absolutely commit that you're going to do it. Not that you're going to try, not that you're going to give it your best shot, not that you're going to give it the old college try, that you're going to do it. This is a commitment, not a goal. This is not a resolution. Anything you've ever really wanted to do in your life, you did it. Just decide you're going to do it. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. If you get hung up on the how, you're going to get messed up. You're going to figure it out as you go. You could have a perfect plan, and then everything's going to get weird, and you're going to have to adjust. So commit, number 1. Number 2, think about what sacrifice, what are you willing to give up in order to achieve this goal? What are you willing to give up? What comfort are you willing to walk away from? For 30 days, is it sleep? Is it fun? Is it sports? Is it television? Is it scrolling on social? Is it anything that's not efficient? The gym, TV, sports, sleep. My wife, well, don't have to give up your wife. You can ask your wife for help to push you. But you know what your distractions are. You know where your leaks are, right? For these 30 days, you're going to be focused like you've never been focused in your life. Like your family depends on you getting these 20 people into your business. So anything that is not efficient for you has to go. Anything that is not serving your goal has to go. You cannot spend time with people who are not pushing you in the direction of your purpose for this month. You do not have time to hang out with them. You don't have time to go to the movies. You don't have time to go to happy hour unless you're recruiting there. You don't have time. And I would even tell you for this month, we'll talk about it a bit, how you can make more time. And you really have to make time. Because unless you design your 30 days, 30 days will be gone, just like that. Your actions will fill up all time available. So what are you willing to give up in order to be able to achieve what you want and change your life? That's question number 2. Question number 3. What can you ask others to sacrifice for you? What do you mean by that? Now, if you have a spouse, could you ask them to help you during this period of time to not be distracted? Can you ask people, your friends, to take stuff off your plate? If you run a business, can you ask your number two or somebody else inside that business to be able to pick up the slack for you during that period of time? Who can you have to hold you accountable? Who can you have to bring in for a short period of time? Could you bring in somebody to help with the kids? Could you bring in somebody to take care of meals? Could you bring in somebody to do the laundry? Just for 30 days, not forever. Who can you ask for support? And support can come in the form of physical things, financial things, emotional things. It can be somebody to push you. But if this is really important to you, can you get your kids involved? 100%. Ask your kids, I need you. Mama needs you. Dad needs you. Not only to push me, but to help make things run. So our whole family can go where it needs to go and it deserves to go. And I can hear all of you from, using telepathy across all the airwaves. Yeah, you don't understand my life. No, you don't understand. Mine's different. No, I don't have the support that other people have. And I'm all by myself. And I'm this and I'm that. Stop it. Knock it off. You're a creative soul. You're an innovative soul. You can figure this out. You can. You can figure this out. You just have to decide, are you willing to figure this out? 30 days. You can do anything for 30 days. You could sacrifice all kinds of things for 30 days if your desire is strong enough. So 1, your commitment. I'm doing it. 2, your sacrifice. 3, ask other people to sacrifice. 4, negotiate. This is time to negotiate with your parents, negotiate with your family, negotiate with your kids, and let them know, let mom or dad go do this thing, and at the end, there's going to be a reward for everybody. Let them be part of the project. You might need to negotiate with your boss. You might need to negotiate with your employees. You might need to negotiate with wherever your commitments might lie. Negotiate. It's 30 days. They'll survive. So will you. Negotiate. Number 5, very important. Set the time you're willing to spend. What time are you willing to spend in order to achieve this goal? My suggestion to you, every waking hour that's not 1,000% committed to your job or to something else that cannot be moved. Every hour of every day. I did a 90-day version of this in 1992, a long time ago. And I went from 8 a.m., I'm not a morning person, I went from 8 a.m. till midnight, 7 days a week for 90 straight days. 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for 90 straight days. And I went from making just barely 6 figures to making $980,000 the next year. Do you think I would trade those 90 days to take it easier? No. Changed my whole life. Can't be healthy. Let me tell you what can't be healthy. Living underneath your potential for the rest of your life. That can't be healthy. Living with feeling bad about yourself for the rest of your life. That can't be healthy. Crawling through life. That can't be healthy. Did I die? No. Was I tired? Yes. Did I feel sorry for myself? Yes. No one was there at 8 a.m. and no one was there at midnight. My voice was worn out. And all I did for 16 hours a day was income producing activity. talking to prospects, setting up appointments, following up with prospects, getting together with prospects, firing my team up, getting people started effectively, helping them with their presentations to their prospects. I was going hard. Robbing Peter to pay Paul isn't healthy. Hey, you got to just enjoy whatever life you want. I'm healthy as can be. I was willing to give up comfort for 90 days to change my life for the rest of my life. You know what's hard? You know what's really hard? Failing. Because you have to do it for the rest of your life. You have to feel bad about yourself for the rest of your life. You have to beat yourself up for the rest of your life. You have to justify and rationalize your lack of achievement for the rest of your life. You have to apologize to the people who care about you and care for you and counted on you for the rest of your life. You just that's hard. Guess what's easy? Success. You have to pay a price for it. But it's much easier and much faster than you think. I'm talking about 30 days versus crawling the rest of your life. So if you think I robbed Peter to pay Paul, I robbed my short-term comfort for my long-term ability to contribute to the world. I make that trade all day long. You got to decide if you're willing to. Something has to give. Something has to give. You've got to prime the pump. That's what this 30 days is all about. Priming the pump, bringing the class of 2024, going after it, doing things that other people are not willing to do, being unusual, being uncommon, being special, being extraordinary, not being average, being unreasonable. I'm asking you to be all those things and more. If this offends your sensibilities, this is not the class for you. You should go do something else. And I don't mean this disrespectfully. You should get a job. And let somebody else think about all these things. And you can just go there and turn your brain off and give them their function and let them pay you every 2 weeks. And let that be what it's going to be. It's okay. Not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur. This shit's tough. It's no joke. So I'm telling you how it is, okay? Not how I'd like it to be. But I would also tell you one thing here. What makes this challenging is what makes it great. If every single prospect completely understood network marketing, understood your products, was ready to go in 1 second, the opportunity would be over in 1 day. And the companies wouldn't need to pay you all the money that they're going to pay you if you go solve this problem for people. We help blind people see. We educate the ignorant. We do things that other people are not comfortable doing. And that's why we get the money. That's why we get the lifestyle. So back to our list. 10 steps of preparation. How many hours a week? How many hours a day? How many total hours? You need to set your hours during your 30-day run. What are your hours going to be? If you're working 8 hours a day, then that leaves about another 8 that are available. What do you mean? How can you do another 8? Well, on your drive to work, if you're commuting, during your breaks, at lunch, after work, in the evening. Well, wait a minute, American Idol's on. Yeah, not this month. Not the month you're going to do this. No, you don't understand. The playoffs are coming up. Yeah. If you want, or you can decide to change your life. So decide the hours the time you're willing to spend. Number 6, clear the decks. Get rid of all distractions. Anything that gets in the way, anything that's a trigger for you that will knock you off track, clear the decks. Get rid of the things that will block you from your success. Number 7, what are the tools that you need? Tools in forms of links, resources, videos, Zoom calls. What are all the things that you're going to do to help educate your consumer? Who are the people that you're going to work with? Who are the people that you can call on to be able to help you while you're getting your 20? If you go to your upline and say, listen, I want to get 20 people in 30 days. Will you help me? So long as you're willing, coachable, and hungry, they'll be a tool for you. They'll be a resource for you. For sure. Number 8, pick a start date. Now, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. Pick whatever time you want. I'm generally a fan of calendar months. I like the rhythm of it, but it doesn't have to be. You could start in a week. You could start April 1st. You could start whenever you wanted to. But I do like this preparation time to kind of mentally get yourself tough, figure out all the problems, negotiate with your family, because the negotiation's a big deal. If you just launch this and you don't talk to your family first, you're going to get some bitterness and resentment. They're going to be mad at you because you didn't even involve them in the conversation. But if you talk to them and you let them know why is this important? What's it going to do for our family? What's it going to do for our life? Will you help me? Will you be part of the project? Will you take on some of the things that I need to do? And they say yes, then run. Go ahead and go. So, pick a start date. Warm up your list. Number 9. This is actually very important. If you want to recruit 20 people in 30 days and be very, very efficient, here's going to be my suggestion to you. If your kids are all grown, Colleen, they can still help. Tell them to call you every day and kick you in the ass. How do you warm up your list? Every single person. Here's how to get 20. It's super easy. It's just numbers and a little bit of charm. Not much, but a little bit. Take your phone out. Go to contacts. Start with Z, because they normally get ignored. Or start with A, whichever you want. And just say hello to anyone who is not currently part of your business. All I want you to do is say hi and connect with them. Okay? Your job is to get into conversation with them and stay in conversation. For now, until you launch, you have no business. There's nothing to even talk about. You're just going to have a conversation. How are you? What's going on? How's your life? What's going on with your family? That's what you're going to be doing. You understand? Text first. Always text first, Trish. Trish says voice call or text. Text first, then get to voice. It's kind of rude nowadays to call somebody without texting. Everybody's like, what the heck? What are you doing? You have to text first. Text, and then call. And then just have a normal conversation. Forget there's a business. Forget you're doing anything. And it's good to have a conversation back and forth with no real agenda for a week or two. It doesn't have to be every day, and it doesn't have to be every hour. Just, if you see a meme that makes you laugh, send it to them. If you think about them or something that's going on, send it to them. Just keep the conversation going. That's your job. Keep the conversation going. You love knocking on doors, Cindy? My God, that would give me the hives. Knocking on an actual door? I'm in awe of you. I could not do that. That would scare me to death, knocking on a door. But I admire it. Don't get me wrong. I admire it. But man, you sure don't have to. There's so many things you can do before you have to knock on a door. First, say hello to everybody. Second, go to every single person you're connected with on social and say hello to them. You should have way more than you need to get 20. Way more than you need to get 20. You should have hundreds of conversations going before you even start. How many people do you have on your phone? How many people do you have? What do I have on my phone? How can you tell? I don't even know how to tell. Oh, here it is. I have 1,970 contacts. And I have another 462 in Gmail. So I have like 2,400 contacts. And then on social, it's got to be a lot. On my personal Facebook page, I have, how many friends? I don't know, like 3,000 friends or something. But I have 184,000 people following me on social. On my personal page. So I don't know, 800,000 on Instagram. I got plenty, right? Being able to recruit, not going to be a problem. So a lot of you guys have tons of contacts. I want you to start a conversation with as many as possible. You're like, how do I manage them? Don't get stuck in, don't take that class. Just start the conversation. You're going to have a very easy organizing system for the conversation. You know why that's going to be easy? It's going to be right here. It's going to be in your inbox. It's going to be in your text message. It's going to be in your DMs. It's just going to be in there. You don't need to worry about it. If you have less than 200 contacts, Dean, how many are you connected to? Dean, on social. I'm going to look up Dean. Hold on. He's got a name that's probably not that. Tankry? Yep, got it. Do you live in Waterloo, Iowa, Dean? Yeah? All right, I see you. I gotta see how many friends you got. Da, da, da. Where do I find his friends? About Dean, maybe? See Dean's about. All right, here we go. Waterloo, Iowa, went to Marina High School. Mail, check-ins, likes. Can't see the friends. Sandy, where do I find friends? Ah, I got to be one of his friends. Okay, hold on. Dean and I are about to be friends. Hold on. Huh?
Or he might not have them public.
Hi, Dean. So here's what I would tell you. Dean, between who you have on social, you have 361 on social. Thank you. 361 on social, plus what you got on your phone. That's 500. Do you think 20 of those people, if properly contacted, will at least get educated on what you got? It's between 500 and 600. It doesn't count how many you have in email or any other platforms. You can keep going, okay? And then if you get stuck there, how many of your friends do you know on social? It's tons. Tons. So, again, I started by saying, how many of you are ready to do this? How many of you are ready to become good enough to do this? How many of you are ready to do this on repeat whenever you want to? How many are ready to teach other people how to do it? The fact that this might be challenging or emotional for you is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. The more challenging this is for you, the easier it is for you to be able to teach other people to do it. Not a problem. Dean is a green machine. So there you go. All right, so you got to warm up your list. And here's all I mean by this. Don't pitch. While you're in your preparation stage, don't pitch. Just do it. Just have the conversation. Just say hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Saw your face, made me smile. Saw your name, made me smile. What's up with your life? If it's a guy talking to a girl, make sure it's not about a date. Just say, hey, just thought I'd call and say hi. Don't worry, I'm not trying to pick you up or anything. You know what I mean? And then number 10, imagine it done. I want you to imagine 20 recruits in your business. 20 recruits done in your business. What if you don't know them, Cindy asks. I see that we're friends, and I don't know how we became friends. Can you enlighten me? Why are we connected? I'm confused. Right? I'm not creeping on you. I'm just kind of cleaning out my list, and I see that we're friends. We must have been friended for some reason. What's the story? So look, don't get stuck in your head. Write this down. All business is conversation. All we're going to do is start conversation. That's it. And keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. And when it comes time for us to launch, then we're going to pivot. Okay? Got this? Is there anybody out there that feels like they cannot do this? Anyone? Fidela, why can't you do this? Tell me. You're scared. Well, I mean, you're hiding behind a freaking phone. You're not standing in front of a firing squad. You're hiding behind a phone. You can send a message. Why is this so scary? I'm not going to die. Somebody says, somebody blocks you. So? You probably didn't know them very well anyway. What good are they doing being on your list? The days of racing to 5,000 leads on your list are over. Over. Just have some fun, for crying out loud. Not a big deal. Okay, you ready? So, let's now start building a real candidate list. We're going to fill your funnel. Think of a funnel, right? You got a funnel like you're going to pour some oil in your gas tank. Let me tell you a funny funnel story. So I had this Audi R8 that was super cool. It was like wrapped like Iron Man, and had the engine in the back. And it was springtime, and I didn't drive it in the winter, and I was in Minnesota at the time. And I got in the car to turn it on, and it said coolant low. So I'm like, coolant low. I should probably fix that. So I had some coolant in my garage. So I opened up the the hood, which was in the back, and I put coolant where, when you open up, like right there is where the coolant is. So I put coolant in, I turned it on again, and it still said coolant low. Well, the gas station's only like a mile away. There, I can get some more coolant there. So I get in the car, I drive to the gas station. I'm going to wash the car, get some more coolant. White smoke starts coming out of my car. So I turned it off quickly. And I realized that when the engine is in the back of the car, everything is in reverse, which means I was putting coolant in the oil. And coolant doesn't like being in the oil. So it literally destroyed my engine. $40,000 engine. So I called my insurance. I said, what do I do? And he said, call your, I called the repair place. He said, nah, it's really bad. He said, call your insurance agent. I said, they don't have stupidity insurance, do they? They said, well, you never know. So I called my insurance company, and I fessed up to everything. I said, I did it. It wasn't anybody else. I thought it was where coolant would be, but it's on the other side. I put coolant in the oil. And guess what? He said, you're covered. Cost me $1,000. I was able to replace a $40,000 engine. They did drop my insurance 6 months later. But anyway, speaking of funnels, I used a funnel to put the coolant in there. But what you want to do, to pivot back to our story, also to signify that you don't have to be highly intelligent in order to be able to build a network marketing business. Imagine a funnel. You want to pour enough into the funnel that you have velocity and stuff's flowing through to be able to turn into prospects, turn into recruits, turn into somebody building a business. Okay? So you want to fill your funnel with as many people as possible. How do you do that? By conversations. Your candidate list, this is this list builder that we have that's part of that toolkit. If you want to get, you can go ahead and get that. If not, just build your own candidate list. Build your own candidate list. And with this, what I use this to be able to kind of figure out who I was going to go talk to, because it does everything. It asks every possible question you can think of in addition to your phone, your email, your social. If you've printed it off, fantastic. Everything. Who's your mailman? Who's your minister? Who's your pastor? Who's your former coach? Who sold you your air conditioner? You name it. Who loves a challenge? Who's your pharmacist? Who lives in different countries? And then you have a whole 20 and 30 candidate list to be able to fill out and start with and be able to move with. So start with who do you know? And I'm a big believer, if you want to do this right, who do you know? And I like putting things in paper. I know all of you tech people like your tech. And I'm not saying tech's wrong. But for me, if I can write it, it changes something in my brain. So I write down everyone. I don't prejudge anyone at all. My phone book, my address book, email list, other lists, friends of friends, social media contacts. You're saying, do you take everybody from social and put them on paper? Yep, I do. Yep, I do. People you do business with, former associates, people in different professions, people in different cities, states, countries. You want a list of at least 300 people. And there's every one of you can do this. Every single one of you can do this. What about those nut jobs that follow us, ladies? Well, obviously, if they're a nut job, block them. Obviously. Probably don't want to bring them into your business, so they go start following everybody else in your business. So there's a few of those out there. They just move around a lot, you know. You can't believe the poor people Like I'm some sort of prize or something. It's the saddest thing in the world. I'll read you one from yesterday. I get this all the time. Um, Man, too many messages. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Too many messages. But basically, this person, just a creeper, following somebody, pretending to be me, did an Instagram video that looked like me somehow. And was like proposing marriage and doing all kinds of stuff. Holy moly. But then they figured it out before they sent him any money. But I get those like once a week. It's just bananas. Anyway, we want no creepers in our business. Creepers show up, they got to go away. So you're going to write down everybody. You're going to separate your candidate list. I like separating the candidate list the following way. Hot market, warm market, cold market. Hot market, people, close family and friends, people who love you, but sometimes they can be the hardest on you. Anybody have any hot market people? Warm market, people that you might know on a peer level, have some sort of leverage with. You know, there's a respect level there a little bit. Cold market, they don't know you well yet. Okay? So, talking about these three, let me give you an approach. Now, let's just assume we're going to start. Okay? We're going to start our 90 days. One of the things that I want you to do is I want you to focus on the first 10 days specifically, the second 10 days, and the third 10 days. Think about prospecting, follow-up, close. Prospecting, follow-up, close. Okay? The preparation is warming them up, having conversation. Once we start, the timer starts, prospecting, follow-up, close. Prospecting for 10 days, follow-up for 10 days, close for 10 days, generally. Okay? Whether you have success in, it's mostly because your approach is not what it needs to be. In all cases, warm them up. Let me give you a hot market approach in this 20 and 30. If you want to just get support from your family and friends, how many of you would like to have support from your family and friends? Put a 1 in the chat if you'd like to have just support. They don't need to join your business. They just need to support you. That would be amazing, right? I'll give you a way to do that. There's a very specific hot market approach for your friends and family that will work very, very well. You ready? I want you to write this down. We don't have this anywhere else in the deck, do we? Okay, good. Here's how you do it. Ready? 1, make a list of your close family and friends. Got it? 2, get them on the phone. You might have to text them first. Get them on the phone and say, and compliment them quickly. Hey, I just wanted to thank you. I appreciate your support. Your support means the world to me. I think you're really smart. Whatever it happens to be. Eli, don't worry about cold market right now. Do not even worry about it. I want you to start here. Okay? Get them on the phone, compliment them as quickly as possible. Thank them for their support up front. If I'm calling Eli, I'm saying, Eli, listen, I don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to jump on the phone real quick, and I wanted to thank you. We've had our differences in our lives, and we haven't always seen eye to eye, but one thing I know is I know you've got my back. I know you're wicked smart. I know you can see things other people can't see. And that means a lot to me. And I know if the chips are down, if I really need you, that you'll be there. So I appreciate that. Okay? Then tell them about your business. And before you're done telling them about your business, disqualify them from your business. As you might know, I started a business selling these water bottles. And don't worry, you're not a prospect. Eli, I'm not trying to sign you up. Matter of fact, I don't even think this is good for you. This is my business. I don't want to sign you up. Okay? You with me? All right, fantastic. And then you can go one of two ways. Support as a customer or to practice on. Let me do the support one first. So I do this with Eli. Eli says, hey, cool. Congratulations on starting your business. Eli, listen, let me tell you one thing that would really matter to me. I'm trying to get as many people to be my customer at least one time as possible so they can give me some feedback on this product. This product costs $40, $50, $60, whatever it is. It would mean the world to me as my friend, as my family member, if you'd be willing to be my customer one time. Just one time. If you love it, I'll show you how to get more. If you like it, like similar something else, I hope you'd buy from me. And if you don't like it, I'm not going to bother you about it again. Would you be willing to be my customer at $60? Would you do that for me? Would you, Eli? I'm waiting in the chat. Yeah? Cool. Fantastic. That's all I need. And I'm going to ask one other thing from you, Eli. Would you use the product and would you tell me how you feel about using the product a week down the road, 2 weeks down the road? You let me know. You give me some feedback. Awesome. That would be amazing. You are my brother for sure. Thank you for doing that. It means the world to me. Truly. As an entrepreneur, this is a little scary for me. And getting a customer and getting some feedback really matters. So thank you for doing that. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll set you up. I'll get you the product, and I'll look forward to the feedback. Let's say Eli says, I don't have the money right now. Yeah, I'd love to, but I don't have the money. How else can I get support from Eli? I can go to Eli and say, Eli, I understand you don't have the money, and I don't want you to buy something if you don't have the money, but do you know anybody that could use a product like this, that would really like it, that maybe you could introduce me to? That would be great. And let's say he says no to that. Eli, I understand you don't have the money. I understand you don't have anybody that might be a prospect. Let me tell you how you can really help me. Maybe more than even being my customer. Would you push me? I started this business. I'm nervous. I need a push. I need you to kick me in the ass every once in a while if you see that I'm slacking off. I need you to check in with me every once in a while to make sure I'm still doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Would you do that for me? Eli says yes. You're my brother. That's all I need. That's more important to me than a sale, that you'll push me. So I thank you for that. And in the meantime, if you do think of somebody that could use the product, or if you do find a way to be able to use the product yourself, then just think of me, would you? Thanks. I'm starting this new thing. I'm a little nervous. Now, even if Eli's like cold market, cold market, cold market, could Eli do what I just did? 100%. 100%. Easy. Piece of cake. Some people said, what if it's high ticket? What if I'm selling a $5,000 thing or whatever? Can you ask them to be your customer anyway? Yes, you can. If it's too much of money to be able to support your business, you know how many sets of Cutco knives I've bought over the course of my life from my nieces and nephews? A lot. A lot. Why? Because they had the balls to knock on my door and call me. That's why. They're not cheap. It wasn't those $50 commitment. Kids sitting there cutting a rope and, cutting a penny in half and doing all the stuff. I'm buying the freaking knives. I already have sets of knives. I'm going to buy some more. It doesn't matter. But if somebody doesn't have enough to be able to buy a $5,000 product, then you can start asking for referrals, and you can also ask for a push. You can ask for encouragement. Couldn't you? Of course you could. Easy. Now here's another approach. Once you've complimented and done all that stuff, instead of asking them to be your customer one time, you might want to take the approach of, I just got started with this business, Eli. Eli, we're still working together, you and me. I've given you your compliment, told you how much I appreciate you. And I'm really nervous. I need somebody that I can practice on. Can I practice on you? I just need somebody to listen to my pitch. Just a friendly face. Can we get together for breakfast, lunch, whatever? I can give you my little spiel. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be amazing. But will you just listen to my spiel, give me some feedback, help me build some confidence? You'll do that? All right, fantastic. Eli says yes. All right, wonderful. That's all I needed, Eli. You're amazing. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my brother. Okay? So every one of you can do that, even with your hot market that normally give you a hard time. And then they'll support you. They'll be the wind at your back. They'll be encouraging your business, even if you've already talked to them about it before. You can call some of this, is this about your bottle of water? Yes, it is, but I'm not trying to recruit you. Don't worry about it. I do need your help, though. Can I practice on you? Or would you be my customer one time? Mean the world to me, if you would. I know you don't even love it, but if I open up a restaurant and you didn't love the restaurant, you'd still probably show up one time for the grand opening, wouldn't you, just for moral support? Be my customer one time for moral support. Would you? I'd appreciate that. So for, you know what type of water I'm drinking, kids. Come on. In a metal bottle, too. So that's hot market. Warm market, there's lots of different approaches that you can go to warm market. But again, warm market, hot market, you have a very specific approach to be able to get support. You're not going to get as many distributors from that. You're going to get more customers from that, and you're going to get more kind of support from that. But it's better to have support from your warm market than to have resistance and people making fun of you all the time. Wouldn't you agree? Then you go to warm market, people you have a peer level, have some sort of leverage with, and then there's cold market too. Here's all I want you to do. Your goal is to have as many presentations as possible in this 30 days, and as many early in the 30 days as possible. You want to front load, fill your calendar, and front load your presentations. So you're going to have all the conversations loaded first. You're going to pivot those conversations. Can I show you a video? Can I introduce you to a Zoom? Can I introduce you to a friend? Guys, don't get hung up on the water. It's like, nobody needs to get hung up on the water. We're focused on recruiting right now. You guys are getting stuck in the weeds. Stay on track, people. Squirrel, butterfly. So we're going to fill the calendar. 70 presentations in the first 10 days. You're like, what? How am I going to do 70 presentations in the first 10 days? How are you going to do that? That's 7 a day. How would you do that? Get them short, get them tight, have a video, get them on, have a Zoom, coffee, lunch. Never eat lunch alone. If you're outside of your house, don't eat lunch alone. Recorded webinars. What are all the tools? List all the tools that you have that you can use to educate your customer. Our job is education and understanding. Education and understanding. That's our job. What are the tools? Webinars, live streams, Zooms, Facebook Lives, recorded videos, phone calls, yes, websites, one-on-one, two-on-one, house meetings, brochures, demos, company website, infographics, weekly events, mastermind classes. Our job is education and understanding. In person when you can, virtual when you can't. That'll be crazy, dude, he says. Somebody says, Christy says, 70 presentations in 10 days. Compared to what, Christy? I had a brother that sold copy machines. He did 200 phone calls a day, every day, 7 days a week, plus in-office presentations. If he did less than 200 phone calls a day, he was fired. And you're saying 7 a day? Oh my gosh, it's going to be so amazing. Oh my gosh, it's just going to be unbelievable. To change your life, that's all. It's only to change your life. It's only to make something from nothing. You want to lock in 20 and 30? Do 70 for sure in the first 10 days. Then you have enough to work with to get to the end of the month. No problem. Can you do one before work? Can you do one at lunch? Can you do one during a break? Can you do one after work? Can you get in face-to-face with somebody at happy hour? Can you go in order to be able to do it? It doesn't take an hour to do a presentation anyway. All you're trying to do is educate people as what you have. How do you manage all the follow-ups? Get to have a lot of follow-ups first before you manage it. How do you combat ghosting? Talk to so many people that ghosting does not even show up on your radar. It's going to be 3 months before you go, oh, wait, that person ghosted me. You're not going to care. When you talk to one person at a time, those ghosts feel personal. It's like 3.5 hours a day to do 7 a day. It's not that hard. And you're going to get better at it. You could literally sit and do, how many could you do? One every half an hour. You could do 20 a day in a Starbucks on a Saturday in 10 hours. Sitting in the corner of a Starbucks on a Saturday on your day off, 20 a day. No problem. Change your life? Would it be worth it? 100%. No problem. You could. Will you? We'll see. Let me see how many people are on right now. Yeah, see? So we've already lost like 200 people. 200 people that said, for sure, I'm in forever. I'm going to go all the way to the top. 200 people already dropped off. They weren't even able to last 97 minutes. Why? We don't need to take that class. We're just going to keep moving. So we're going to have enough conversations, and we're going to, number one, and we're going to post as much as we possibly can on social, number two. So back to the goal, the filling your calendar. 70 presentations, first 10 days. Book in 30-minute blocks. That's 35 hours total time in your first 10 days. That's 3.5 hours a day. 2 Saturdays, 12 hours a day. That's 48 presentations. 22 presentations during the remaining 8 days. It's not hard to do. You just have to decide you want to do it. Okay? You want to have a conversation challenge, and I will tell you. Now I'm going to tell you something that's uncommon. You ready? You want to change your life? Start 1,000 conversations before you start your 30-day 20 and 30. Start 1,000 conversations. Like what? Just say hello. Start 1,000 conversations. That's a lot of people. Yeah, I understand. You think it's a lot? Go talk to your teenagers, see how many conversations they have in a day. They won't show you their phone, but it's approaching that number. 1,000 conversations. Now, again, you're not going to copy, paste on social, because then they're going to block you, because they're going to think that you're doing exactly what you're doing. You're spamming them. But send as many as you want on text. It's no problem. Send them on WhatsApp. It's no problem. Send them on Telegram. It's no problem. Send them all these different things. Every time you go to the bathroom, if you don't send 10 messages while you're in the bathroom, then it's on you. Can you build a business in the bathroom? Yep, you can. Should you send more than 10 of the same messages on Facebook or Instagram or anything else before you get blocked? Yes, you will. Or no, you shouldn't, because you will get blocked. Okay? But if you start 1,000 conversations, just keep them going. You're going to be fine. Now, we do have a tool that we work with. And do we have him here? Is he here? We do have a tool that will help you be more prolific on social than you've ever thought possible. If you're intimidated by social and you want to get more active on social, get more leads on social, and get your 20 and 30 in the game with this, I have my friend Justin, who's here from London, who's going to be jumping on and just give you a quick demo on how you can be more productive on social, no matter what your expertise level. So Justin, go ahead. Why don't you share with everybody?
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Justin. It is a pleasure to be with all of you today. We're going to do something really fun that we've never done before. So I'm just going to jump right into this and share my screen with you. So in case you have no idea who we are, the name of the company is NowSite, and we are the easiest, most powerful social media system for network marketers. This industry is our total focus, and it has been for 7 years with over 100,000 users today. The reason you're here is because you've set an amazing challenge for yourself. And that challenge is to recruit 20 people in 30 days. As Eric has said many times, success loves speed, and quantity of your marketing activities is really the key to success. So my challenge today is to show you how NowSite can massively increase your quantity of high quality marketing activities, and how we can do that quickly for you. And so we're going to do something a little bit different today. Normally, when I share NowSite, it's kind of like, showing you the Lamborghini in the showroom. Today, we're going to take the Lambo out on the highway and see what she can really do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to create an original social media post using our AI powered tools. We are going to actually comment on the posts of 5 people in my audience, right, to create more engagement. And we're going to start 5 new conversations, all using our AI-powered tools. And if you can click, if you can copy and paste, you can absolutely do what I'm going to show you. But here's the thing. We're going to do all of that in less than 5 minutes. So let's get started. And we will start the clock now. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to post on social media. And I'm going to click that pink surprise me button. And my AI just generated a original social media post for me based on my interests in my writing style. And I can post the text, I can add the image, and already I'm done. I've already created an original social media post and shared it online. Let's move on to comments, okay? Let's say I see one of Eric's posts and I want to leave a comment. I'm just going to copy and paste the text and I'm going to click generate. And my AI is going to write a thoughtful, friendly, positive comment that I can just copy and paste and move on to the next one. We're going to do 5, I said. So that was just the first one. The second one is my friend Juliet, who's traveling in Italy. I want to leave a nice comment for her on her post. So again, copy and paste her post, and my AI will generate an amazing comment. Sounds like you're conquering Italy one step and one scoop of gelato at a time. And I can just paste that comment and move on. Number 3, my friend Joseph Mark has made a post. I want to leave a comment on that. Copy and paste. See how easy this is? Click generate, and I've got a comment that I can use to engage with him as well. One more, my friend Silky did a post about love and happiness that I want to leave a comment on. So again, copy, paste, back to Facebook, and enter it. Like this is actually faster than I can read. One more, because we said we do 5. Laura Smith, a post that looks to be about gratitude. And I will generate a comment. Your morning vibes are radiant as ever. Here's to a day of unfolding miracles. And I will now go back to Facebook and paste that in. So we're at about the 2.5 minute mark. We've created a social post and we've left 5 original thoughtful comments to engage my audience. So now let's start some conversations. I'm going to start with a birthday message, okay, for my friend Edna. Now, I just don't want to say happy birthday. I want to send something really nice and thoughtful. And so my AI will write an original, fantastic birthday message for Edna to start a conversation with her. Let's do that again with my friend James. Same process. My AI will write another original, fantastic birthday message for James, which I can send. But it's not just birthday messages. I can also start conversations with people who liked my post. So here's a post that I did about driving on the left side of the road here in England. And my friend Laura, she liked it. So I want to use that to start a new conversation. So I paste the text to my post and my AI will write a perfect conversation starter that I can send to Laura. A couple of clicks, paste the message, and this is not a situation where you would be sending the same message over and over. Every message is unique. So this is one to Sherry, who also liked my post. And just like that, I can now send her a perfect conversation starter as well. That's 4 conversations that we've started. I've only got 1 more to do. So I'll start one with my friend Joanne, who also liked my post. And again, an original, thoughtful, friendly conversation starter. that I can paste. And again, totally original. You're not sending the same message over and over. Everyone is getting their own message. And I'm done. 4 minutes, 27 seconds. I was able to send 5 comments, start 5 conversations, and I created an original social media post. So that was fun. That was fun taking the Lamborghini out on the highway. I do have about 30 seconds left, so I'll show you one more thing. We have created something amazing. We have, believe it or not, we've created an AI avatar of Eric Worre. We have cloned his voice. We have cloned his video appearance. We have trained it on thousands and thousands of hours of his content over the last 30 years. And he's available inside your account to provide unlimited advice. And right now, I'm going to ask him for some advice. I'm going to go over and I'm going to say, hey, Eric, what should I do now? Let's see what he thinks.
That was a great demo, Justin. I think everyone understands that quantity is the key to success in network marketing. Why don't you tell everyone how they can get started using this amazing system for free for 7 days?
Thank you, Eric AI. As always, wonderful advice. So this is how. If you go to nmpro.ai, sign up now, you can try this for free for 7 days. After that, it's only $29 a month if you love it, and I know you will. And by the way, we guarantee that you will double your social media results in 30 days. So please, everyone, nmpro.ai, sign up now, 7 days free, and I am certain that we can help all of you to achieve your 20 recruits in 30 days. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the event. Back to you, Eric.
Justin, can I ask you to do a couple things? Can you log into the Eric AI and ask it how can I recruit 20 people in 30 days? See what it says.
Oh my goodness.
Let's put it on the fly.
Let's try it. Okay.
And you speak, what languages do you speak?
Should I ask, so what should I ask
No.
first?
How can I recruit 20 new distributors in 30 days?
Let's see.
I love how I glitch.
It's thinking. Hmm. I don't, you know what? I think my system may have crashed just now. Do you mind if I try that again?
Try it again, sure.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have him ask it in you speak French, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'll have you ask it in French.
Justin, to recruit new distributors effectively, remember that one of the best ways is your team members' prospects keeps you active, keeps your business moving. Here's the next right step for you. Build a comprehensive list of prospects and network purposefully. Leverage your current connections, their networks, and always look to provide value without keeping score. This approach broadens your reach and enhances rapport, essentials for recruitment success. What is your current method of prospecting, and how can you integrate this strategy into it?
All right. Good start. Now you can continue to have a conversation with that and go down the road. Give me more specifics, more specifics.
Mhm.
But ask it, how do I deal with the objection that somebody doesn't have the money, but ask it in French.
Oh boy. Okay, so okay. You're my written French is not amazing, but appreciate you putting me on the spot like this.
Do you have
It's
another
very fun.
language do you have
No,
another
it's good.
language
No,
that
I
you
got
can
it.
write?
Comment devrais-je répondre à un prospect qui me dit que what's the objection?
They don't have the money.
Il- All right. How do I respond to a prospect who tells me they don't have enough money for my product in slightly broken French, but I'm sure he'll get the idea. And your French accent is actually quite good. Let's try that again.
This is available in every language, by the way, around the world. I can tell he's thinking.
Dans ces situations, il est important d'être l'écoute et de montrer de l'empathie. Vous pourriez dire, je comprends que l'argent puisse être un obstacle et j'ai déjà été votre place. La vraie question pourrait être, voyez-vous de la valeur dans ce produit? Si oui, ensemble nous pourrions explorer des possibilités pour surmonter.
So short there. So what he said was, it's important to listen and to show empathy. You could say, I understand that money can be an obstacle, and I've been in your place before. The real question is, do you see value in this product? If yes, together we can explore possibilities to overcome this obstacle. Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's what I want to just say to you. And we're going to take just a quick 5-minute break so everybody can have a bathroom break. And then we're going to get into like the meat of this. Okay. But we'll keep the link up for you guys to try this out. It's a 7-day trial. You can try it for free, but every language in the world, every single language in the world, I can coach you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can ask me as many questions as you want, and that's free as part of this whole system for now. It's not always going to be free, but it's free for now. So we'll put up the link. Justin, thank you for all of that information, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll get into the details of the training over the next hour, okay? See you in 5 minutes. I'll tell you. On Instagram, in the last 30 days, I have posted 241 times in the last 30 days. And I've grown my Instagram from 600,000 followers to 824,000 followers since December 1st. Quantity can be a mix of all kinds of things. Interests, just be interesting. Do whatever you can do to be interesting. Use the tools to do it. That tool can crank out, that Now site can crank out 10 posts a day on every platform. Easy, piece of cake. Unique, different, interesting. If I'm going to ask quantity or quality, I mean, if it's crap, then quality. But if it's reasonable, then quantity. Find out, put out tons of stuff, find out what catches, and when it catches, put more of that stuff out there. Okay? Weird things catch, but quantity's going to win. People are not seeing you. They're not hearing you. They don't know what you have. It could be about business. It could be about, it can't do video yet, but it's this close to being able to do video. It could do posts. And most of my posts that get the most engagement are not video, strangely. They're infographics, simple stuff. It's funny. Or memes. Sometimes I throw memes up just to have fun. Like here's a meme I just put up. When people criticize network marketing. Hold on. When people criticize network marketing, ready?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So I play around with memes. Memes get a lot of fun. So I play with memes, quotes, graphics. Doesn't matter. I post everything all the time, different kinds of stuff. So use the tool, post more. And you'll get interesting. When you get interesting, more people are going to watch. When they watch, more people are going to follow. When more people follow, more people are going to listen when you have something to say. Okay? So think about how much quantity you're going to get out there. Now, different parts. After we get to quantity, preparation and quantity, yeah? You got those two things? I want you to write those two words down. Preparation, quantity. You're going to commit to those two things. Third thing is, learn how to tell your story. How do you tell your story? It's going to take a little bit of practice, but anything great takes a little bit of practice. Learn how to tell your story. There's 4 parts to telling your story. 1 is your background. Every one of you has a background. What is your background? What did you do prior to getting involved in your network marketing company? 2, what are the things that you didn't like about it? Kathleen was a teacher. What's some of the things, Kathleen, that you didn't like about it? The kids, she says, LOL. What else? Were you paid what you were worth? Were the hours amazing? Was there politics involved? What not paid enough? In the military, what's some of the things that you didn't like? Okay? Think about those things. Part 3, that you found a solution. You found a solution with your company, with your product. You found a solution. And part 4 is how you feel about the future. So every one of you can learn to tell your background, what you didn't like, you found a solution, how you feel about the future. What's really important is learning how to tell your story and then do the thing. If you want to get to presenting and closing, one is we're going to have conversations to the point that we get a person to at least agree to listen to what we have. When they listen to what we have, we're going to tell them our story. We're going to show them what we have, right? We're going to tell the story. We're going to do the thing, whatever that is. We're going to show them the video, introduce them to a friend, have them listen to a Zoom, try the product, meet somebody else, tell the story, do the thing, and then you're going to ask some questions. Act like a consultant. Okay? So this might sound oversimplistic, but I want you to be oversimplistic to be able to go through the numbers necessary to get the results that you're looking for. Tell your story. Let me tell you why I'm here. It's going to build rapport, I promise. do the thing, show the presentation on paper, show the video, show the Zoom call, introduce them to somebody else, tell the story, do the thing, and then ask some questions. I'm going to give you 6 questions to ask at the end of every presentation. Now remember, your job, and if you want, take screenshots of this. We have all these scripts in these different workbooks and stuff that we have as far as this toolkit. All the scripts, everything is in there. But take screenshots. If you don't have that, take screenshots as we go so you have it to be able to watch or to be able to go back and look at later. I've learned where I panicked was at the end of the presentation, I didn't know what to say. So I just was like, what'd you think? And everything just kind of ended. So if I tell my story and I lay out what I have, here's what I have. I have this product. I have this company that I'm connected with. I have the compensation plan. I have the support system. And then I'm done. Now what do? There's 6 questions I want you to learn how to ask. So 6 questions, very important. Question number 1, what did you like best about what you just saw? Again, we're going through enough volume that the quality of your delivery does not need to be that great. What did you like best about what you just saw? Question number 1. And they're going to give you an answer. Role play with me. If I showed you this tied to a compensation plan, and I said, what'd you like best? What would you say? It's steel, it's easy, I like the money, whatever it is. Doesn't matter, but it's nice to get an answer. The design, all right, fantastic. Question number 2, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're ready to get started right this second, 1 you have no interest at all. Where are you? Give me a number. Rob says a 1. I'm going to remember Rob because we'll come back to Rob. 2s, 7s, 8s, 9s, whatever. If they say 7 or above, they're joining, just so you know. Most people are going to say 5s and 6s. But if they say 7 or above, they're probably joining. But the number actually doesn't matter either. Question number 3. And listen to how I say this. On a part-time basis, if you were to join this business on a part-time basis, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? If you were going to get started in this business, I'm talking back to Rob, who said he was a 1. I'm going to say, wow, 1, that's kind of interesting. Let me ask you a question, Rob. If you were going to get started in this business, I know you're probably not going to because you're a 1, how much would you need to earn per month for this to be worth your time? Real life, no joke. Approximately. Is Rob still out there? No? He's somewhere. I don't see him, but it's okay. But I'm seeing lots of different numbers. Rob said 4,000. All right, fantastic. 4,000. You must have a pretty good job, Rob. Got it. 4,000. Let me ask you another question. How many hours a week do you think you could realistically commit to developing a $4,000 monthly income? If that was real, if that target was real, how many hours a week do you think you could realistically commit to developing a $4,000 monthly income? Because it's not going to happen right away. How many hours? Still waiting for Rob's answer. There's lots of 15s and 20s. Let's say it's 20. All right? Question number 5. How many months, Rob, would you be willing to work those 20 hours a week while you were developing a $4,000 monthly income? How many months would you give it before you say, you know what, enough is enough, I can't do this anymore? How many hours a week? Or excuse me, how many months would you be willing to do it? Let's say he says 6 months. Okay? Sue says he said 90 days. Fantastic. So Rob, let me ask you a question. Question number 6. If I could show you, Rob, how to develop a $4,000 monthly income with this company and this compensation plan and this product, working 20 focused hours a week over the course of the next 90 days, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to be able to do it, but if I can show you what it would take in order to be able to do that in this compensation plan, would you be willing to at least take the next step and learn a little bit more about it? Yes or no? Hard to say no to that. It's all his answers. I asked him how much it would take for it to be worth his time. What was the question? Here's the question, Rob. If I could show you how to make $4,000 a month, part-time, working about 20 hours a week over the course of the next 90 days with this company and this compensation plan, if I could show you that that was real, would you be willing to at least take the next step and learn a little bit more about it? Yes or no? I think for most people the answer is going to be yes, yeah? I would do Richard Branson, take a look, he says. Fantastic. Wonderful. That's all we need. What do you think is the next best thing for you to look at? The product, the compensation plan, you want to meet the people, what's going to be best for you? And whatever he answers, I'll be able to take him to the next step. Okay? So what do you like best? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you need to earn per month realistically in order to make this worth your time? How many hours a week could you commit? How many months would you be willing to work those hours? And if I could show you how that worked in our compensation plan. I'm not making an income guarantee, Teresa. I'm saying if I could show you what it would take in our compensation plan in order to be able to earn that income, would you be willing to take the next step and explore this opportunity even further? That's my question. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to, but I can show you what kind of rank you'd need to get to. I can show you what kind of team you'd need to have. What if they say no? Why not? These are your numbers. These are the numbers that you said would be worth your time. This is the money you said would be worth your time. They almost never say no. They say, well, you know, I'd at least be willing, I guess. You put those 6 questions up again. What'd you like best? Scale of 1 to 10. How much would you need to earn per month? Guess what you're going to get a lot of? $500, $700, $1,000. How many hours a week could you commit? 5 hours, 10 hours. How many months would you be willing to work those hours? 3 to 6 months. If I could show you how to do that, everything that you wanted, would you be willing to take the next step? Answer's almost always yes. Adrian says, what do you say? It's too for the cash. I just want to help people. What's the best way to help people? Hugs? Or could you help some people with some more cash? If you feel like the product's going to help them, if you feel like you can sell that product and be able to give to the causes that matter to you, hugs are good too. But go to a homeless person, give them a hug, or go to a homeless person, give them $20. Guess which one they're going to take? You can have a hug or $20. They're taking the $20. It's real life. So you can do both. You can do both, but if you just stay in hugs, you run out of your ability to have influence. So this 6th question, I want you to just take a picture of this, and I want you to practice this over and over and over and over and over again. This works with every company. This works in every country. This works with every language, every culture. This works around the world. I've trained millions of people on these 6 questions, and if you get them locked in your brain, you're going to be good. I'm not particularly, highly skilled, but once I learned these, I was home free. So again, preparation, quantity, presentation, and the moment the presentation's done, you go to this. And when you go to this, you're going to go to the next step, whatever that next step is. They might want to learn more about the product. They might want to learn more about the opportunity. They might want to meet somebody, get some questions answered. They might want to talk to the home office. They might want to do some research. They might want to do a million things. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about getting them to sign up that moment. Keep the ball rolling. Keep the conversation going. If they say they're a 3 out of 10, it doesn't matter. Thomas says, I'm a 3 out of 10. I say, I understand you're a 3 out of 10. And I understand you're probably not going to do this. But if you were, Thomas, going to do this, and I know you're probably not, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time if you did this part-time? How much would you need to earn, Thomas, to make it worth your time? Type in the chat. $5,000. All right, fantastic. How many hours a week, because that's pretty good money, 60 grand a year, how many hours a week would you be realistically be willing to commit to developing a $5,000 monthly income working part-time? How many hours a week? I might have missed it. Thomas, hold up, scroll down a little bit. He said, scroll down a little bit more. That's the thing. I don't have that much time. I understand. But if we're talking about real money, Thomas, real 5,000, you'd obviously be willing to give up something in order to be able to get that 5,000. You say 4 or 5 hours for 5,000 a week, for 5,000 a month. So, man, you must make a lot of money, Thomas. So that's 20 hours a month for $5 grand. That's like $250 an hour. You must be making a lot of money. You're doing good. All right, fantastic. $250 an hour. How many months would you be willing to work those 5 hours a week while you were developing a $5,000 monthly income part-time? How many months would you be willing to give it? 3 to 4 months. And here's what I would say to Thomas. Say, Thomas, I'm more of a consultant than I am anything else. I'm not going to tell you, I don't know you. I'm not going to tell you that you can't do it. To make a $5,000 monthly income working 5 hours a week for 3 to 4 months. But I'm not going to tell you can't, but I'm going to tell you it's rare. I can show you what it would take. I could show you how you would get to, how you could get to that rank. I don't know how influential you are. Maybe you're a super influential guy. And if you are, maybe you can build a team quickly. Do you think you have team building ability? Do you think you're an influential guy? Fair enough. Playing devil's advocate, it's fine. You're an influential guy. I don't mind you playing devil's advocate. Influential guy, wonderful. If you are, I will show you what it takes. And either you'll be able to make that happen, or one of those 3 numbers is going to need to change. Either the financial numbers got to come down a little bit, or the hours has got to come up a little bit, or the months has got to extend a little bit. But I'll show you what it will take in the parameters that you laid out. No problem. But fair enough for us to explore that and then either extend or modify slightly once you understand the full picture. He says, yeah. Fantastic. Let's take the next step. That's all I want to do is keep the conversation going. See, I mean, somebody can tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, they could say I'm a minus 50. It doesn't matter. I know you're a minus 50. I know you hate this. I know you're not going to join. But hypothetically, just between you and me, if you did join, how much would you need to earn in order for this to be worth your time? Part-time. And how many hours could you give it? And how many months? And if I could show you how that could happen in this compensation plan, would you be willing to take the next step? All right, fantastic. And if he says, I want to make $1 million, working 1 hour a week, and I want it in 30 days, I'm going to say, no, one of those has got to change. You know, these are not magic beans. I can't just promise you the world. You know, I'm going to ask a few more questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much are you making now? Like, really? You're making this kind of money right now? But I mean, if Oprah Winfrey or Dwayne Johnson said, I'm willing to give it 2 hours a week and I want $1 million, I'm not going to tell them that they can't do it with their influence. Who knows? Maybe they could do it. But I'll show them how they could. You see what I'm saying? All right, so these questions are golden. They will help you more than you can possibly imagine. Play with them, practice them, work with them. They will work for you. Are you going to get questions? Are you going to get objections? Yes or no? If they don't join, you just keep the conversation going. You're going to get objections. What are the objections you're going to get? Let me list them for you. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. It's not my thing. I don't know anybody. I don't want to bother my friends. Not right now. All this stuff, right? Too busy. Let me break them down for you. People either have a limiting belief about themselves or they have a limiting belief about network marketing. It's a scam, limiting belief about network marketing. It's a pyramid scheme, limiting belief about network marketing. One of those things, limiting belief about network marketing. I don't want to sell, limiting belief about themselves. See what I mean? It's really one of those two. One of those two. Pardon my throat. And I will tell you, I went through 3 stages when it came to objections in my network marketing career. Stage 1 is I agreed with everybody and I ran away. They say I don't have the time. Oh, if you don't have the time, you can't do this. Bye, and I'd run away. They'd say I don't have the money. Oh, if you don't have the money, you can't do it. Okay, I'd run away. This is a pyramid. I don't like pyramids. Okay, you don't like pyramids. I can run away. Phase 2 is I learned things about what we do, and I argued with people. So I would just argue with them and tell them that they were wrong and that I was right. And you can guess how that worked out. And then I finally learned how to be professional with it. And I'm going to give you a 4-step process to overcoming any objection. And listen, I'm kind of going quickly here through here because I want you to get the concept. Most of recruiting 20 people in 30 days is a decision. It's not a tactic. It's just deciding I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be stopped. Nobody's getting in my way. I don't care what anybody says. I'm just doing it. That's the truth. Now, I'm giving a bunch of things here. Whether it's the 6 questions for closing, or I'm going to give you 4 steps for a 4-step formula for overcoming objections. But if you're really serious about becoming a network marketing professional and being able to do this on demand anytime you want, at the end of this presentation today, I'm going to give you access to something that we have not done before, where you're going to be able to have access to basically everything I've ever trained for a tiny, tiny price. I don't know if that interests you. If that interests you, put a 1 in the chat. But I'm going to, for a very small price, you can have access to virtually everything I've ever trained, where you can do it at your own pace. But in the meantime, people either have questions about themselves, or they have questions about limiting belief about themselves, or the limiting belief about network marketing. And step 1 for me is I would agree with them and run away. Step 2 is I would argue with them. And step 3 is I finally learned how to educate them. And I finally learned that an objection is actually a gift. It's the best thing that could happen. If you do a presentation and you don't get an objection, it's actually worse than if you get an objection. Truly. The objection is an unbelievable gift. So, when you're faced with an objection, let's say a person says, I don't have the time. 4 steps to objections. This simple formula. Step 1, listen to them with respect. Instead of arguing with them, instead of running away, just listen and just try and really understand what they're saying. Are they saying they literally don't have the money? They're saying they can't justify this over a different purchase? Are they saying that you haven't shown them enough to justify the money? What are they really saying? What's the real issue here? Are they saying they don't have the money, but really they're worried about network marketing and maybe they tried it before and it didn't work? Find out what they're really saying. Number 2, relate. Relate to them. And I'm going to go through all 4, and then I'll role play a few of them. Listen with respect. Relate. Number 2. Tell them a story, yours or others, and then ask them a question, if I would you. Take a picture of this screen. Okay? And then let me role play with you on any objection, doesn't matter. Let's say it's time. People say they don't have the time. Listen to them, and let's assume that I've listened and I've realized that they're overwhelmed on the time. I'll get to the money one. And then I'm going to relate to them. You know what? When I first took a look at this, I didn't think I had the time either. Who has time today? Between family and relationships and health and fitness and work and taking care of the house and all the different things being pulled at us in 1,000 different directions, who has extra time? Unless you're retired, who has extra time to be able to figure out how you're going to do something else? When I looked at this, just the idea of adding more time stressed me out. And what am I saying when I'm relating to them? I'm like you. We're the same. Okay? I didn't think I had the time either. And then tell them a story. And if it can be your story, it's better. But you could tell somebody else's story as well. Tell them a story. The story can be, I didn't think I had the time either. But when I really looked at my life, at this age, I realized that if I didn't have time now, I was never going to have time. With the plan that I had, I was never going to have time. I was always going to be behind the 8 ball. I was always going to be stressed out. I was always going to be looking for more freedom than I could possibly get. So I realized for me that for things to change, I had to change. I had to be willing to look at things differently. And you know what I did? I examined my life and I learned to say no to some things that weren't serving me. And I said yes to a business that would help me buy my time back. And that's exactly what I was able to do. I was able to buy my time back. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you how I figured out a way to buy my time back, how I learned how to manage this in a really frantic and busy life, if I could show you how I did it and maybe how you could do it, would you at least be willing to take a look at it? Could I share it with you? What are they going to say? They're going to say, sure. Same thing with money. They say, listen, I just don't have the money right now. It's $500. I just don't have the money. Listen, I totally understand being stressed out, having too much month at the end of the money. I get it. I don't care how much anybody makes. At the end of the month, you only have a little bit. And that's your lifestyle. That's your fun. That's the stuff that you get to do. That's the quality of your vacations. That's all that little thing is kind of really what your life is. Everything else is just obligations. I get it. I totally understand. I thought the same thing too. I didn't have enough money to be able to throw extra money towards something when I still had money stressed in different directions. I had student loans over here and I got this over there. I got credit card bills over here. I got all of these different things. And now you're talking about an extra $500? I just didn't see it. But when I really looked at it, I realized not having $500, if I was going to let that stop me from a business that might be able to give me freedom, then I was never, ever going to be able to break free of the situation that I was in. Because what's going to change if I didn't change? If I didn't find a better option? So you know what I did? I got creative on the money. I found some stuff I could sell. I found some things I could do on the side in order to be able to raise a little extra money. And you know what I did with that money? Instead of just spending it, sending it down the black hole, I invested it in a business that was going to serve me long term. And then I put my sweat equity on top of that money in order to turn it into a real business. So if I could show you how to find the money, how to figure it out, how to get a return of that money quickly, and how to turn it into a business, even with a busy lifestyle. If I could show you how to do that, would you at least be willing to take the next step with me and explore it? Because if it's not this, then what? Then what? What's your plan? If it's not this plan, then what? What are you going to do? What's going to knock on your door and tell you, and offer you up some incredible opportunity? I decided I was done waiting for somebody to knock on my door. And I was going to be open to an opportunity when it showed up. And that's what I did. And I can show you how I did it. I went in my garage. I found something I wasn't using. I sold that thing and I started a business. I went in my basement, found something that I wasn't using, hadn't looked at for forever, and I sold it. And I started a business. I got in my car and I drove Uber for 2 weeks. I saved all those dollars and I invested into a business instead of having to keep driving that car. You can too. Let's sit down and map out 10 different ways that you could be able to make the money happen in order to be able to create a new business. If you believe in it. If I could show you how to do that, you're willing to at least explore the options, or are you just going to keep crossing your fingers and hoping for the best? That what you've been doing up until now is going to just somehow magically change. If you don't change something, is the next 10 years likely to be the same as the last 10? It's likely to be the same. We have options available to us. We just have to take advantage of those options. Okay? So, and I'm here to help. Whatever that happens to be, whether it's Uber, Uber Eats, or anything, selling something on Amazon, doesn't matter. What matters is We have to take charge. We can't hope that our boss all of a sudden becomes generous. We can't hope that the government all of a sudden starts offering up free money. We just can't hope for all these different things. We've got to take charge of our own lives. This is an option. And you know what I would tell people all the time? Listen to me when I'm saying this. What I would ask all of you to do is encourage everybody you know to start a business, whether it's yours or not. Let me say that again. Every person you know, you need to encourage them to start a business, whether it's your business or not. If yours is not a fit, help them find something that is a fit. Tell them to keep searching. This is one that they can cross off. Maybe they don't like it. Fine. Find something that you do like. Big part of your job is to be an advocate for entrepreneurialism. Yours might be an option, it might not, but be the biggest cheerleader for entrepreneurialism, solopreneurism than anybody you know. Be that person to say, hey, that people will bounce ideas off of you because you're the ones looking at things all the time. It's not your passion? Fine. If it's not your passion, find something that is your passion. This doesn't have to be your passion. Go find something that is your passion. Let me tell you what I'm going to look at when I'm looking at a business. Is there a need for the product? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, does the product meet the need? Third question, is it priced to sell? In other words, is it competitively priced? And fourth, is it priced for profit? Is there enough margin for the company and for me to make money marketing this product? If I can get an answer to those 4 questions, a yes to those 4, I don't care what it is, so long as it doesn't go against my integrity. Those 4 are yes, I'm in. I'll give it a try. And guess what's great about network marketing? You can try. You can try out entrepreneurship for a tiny little amount of risk. And if it doesn't work out, you're still going to learn something. You don't have to invest the average in the United States of $55,000 in order to be able to start a business. You can try for less than $1,000 and see if you got the chops. See if you got the emotional guts. See if you have the fortitude. See if you have the focus. Give it a try. What do you got to lose? $1,000 maximum? Repeat the 4 questions. Here's all I'm looking for in a product. Is there a need? Does it meet the need? Is it priced to sell? Is it priced for profit? That's it. If it's yes, 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 and yes, let's go. Let's give it a shot. Okay? So, if somebody says it's a pyramid, I thought so too. And then I did my homework. I realized this is not your grandma and grandpa's Amway. This is a marketing channel. This is a way for companies to get good products and services to consumers. Educating the consumer, demonstrating a product, educating people about a product that they did not know about, using word of mouth advertising. It does $200 billion a year in sales. I did not know that. It pays out $200 million in commissions every single day to people like you and me. I did not know that. So I understand why why people think of it as a get rich quick, because a lot of people call it get rich quick. It's not. It's hard work, just like any entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurial endeavor is hard. This is going to be hard, for sure. But let me tell you what's really hard. Working in a job that doesn't appreciate you, underpays you. You have to work with people you don't like, doing things that you don't like, compromising yourselves constantly, and not being in charge of your own life. That's what that life looks like. This life, at least you're in charge. You know what I mean? You might need to be a tougher boss, but at least you're in charge. So, preparation, quantity, getting into more conversations, presentation, tell your story, do the thing, ask the questions. The 6 questions we talked about, 6 questions and the 6-question close. Questions and objections, they're your friend. They're there for you. Listen, relate, tell the story, ask the question, if I would you. Let me talk to you about how you really make this thing go. How you really make this thing go. Number 1, make a decision that you're going to recruit 20 people in 30 days, whenever your 30 days starts. Decide that you're going to do it. Okay? The decision is the hardest part. Decide you're going to do it. Number 2, proclaim it to the world. Tell the entire world that you're going to do it. Tell everybody on social. Throw that slide up. Tell everybody. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your kids. Tell them that you're going to do it. Create incentives for when you do it and penalties if you don't. Find a friend, get a workout partner, and do it together. Find somebody in your company that you can do it with them. And be willing to sacrifice to be able to make it happen. You know what most people are more interested in than success? Comfort. They're more interested in comfort than they are success. They're more interested in starting tomorrow than they are today. They're more interested in, let's just binge watch something tonight and we can start tomorrow. Well, it is the weekend. Maybe we can start on Monday. Well, it is, the middle of March. Maybe we can start in April. So they kick the can down the road, and pretty soon 10 years has gone by, 20 years has gone by, 30 years has gone by. Make a decision. Proclaim it to the world. Tell everybody. Create incentives around it. Find a friend. Do it together and sacrifice some passions. If you'll make this decision, there's no doubt in my mind that you can do it. None. Zero. Zero. We've spent 2 hours and 46 minutes having this conversation. Now I want to talk to you about something that I would like to, for those of you who are serious. You said you were serious about building. You can't just say you're serious and then not take another step. Everything about today, you know what it was? A test. A test of who was going to register. A test of who was going to show up. A test is who was going to listen. A test to see who was going to stay to the end. A test to see how many people are going to go on Now site and check it out for a free trial. Here's another test. I created something called GoPro Academy. I'm very, very proud of it. Some of you might be members of this already, GoPro Academy. This is a path to 6 figures a year. Everything you need to know to get to 6 figures plus is inside of this program. If you like the book GoPro, this is a step-by-step training to help you get to 6 figures or above. The training in this program is worth easily over $100,000. It says 10,000. It's worth more than that. In this program, here's what you'll learn: how to transition from part-time to full-time, develop the mindset necessary to be successful, the skills to get to six figures, how to work with new team members, how to become a great presenter, a great trainer, how to master proven team building strategies, creating more duplication on your team, implementing the latest social media strategies, and a lot more. There's a whole library of courses that you can access whenever you are ready. This is not a webinar. This is, imagine Netflix filled with the best network marketing training in the world. 90 hours of new content. New content every 21 days gets added to this program. The 7 skills to becoming a professional, how to become an unstoppable recruiting machine, leadership, social dominance, mastering your mindset, unleashing duplication within your business, all of it. All of it's inside of this program. And it's added to all the time. In addition to that, I coach people every single month. Hot topics, hot seats, coaching, what's working now, live Q&A. Every single month, I do live coaching for people who are inside of this group. And twice a month, we have $1 million leaders, $1 million earning leaders that are sharing their best secrets on how they got to six figures and above. That's included inside of this program. And that also includes the GoPro Academy Level 1, which is how to get your first 10 recruits. If you don't have your first 10 recruits done, that program is awesome, and it's included inside of Level 2. So here's what you get: the Path to Six Figures training, $10,000 value, monthly leadership coaching, bi-weekly leadership case studies, an ever-expanding learning library every 21 days, and the Path to 10 Recruits training. It's $24,000 worth of value. Normally, that's $197 a month, or $2,400 a year approximately. Here's what we're doing today because you're here. This is not being broadcast outside of this. This is only for people who are watching this right now. I told you if you're serious, you stay to the end, you're going to get value for it. We're lowering the price just for how long? 2 weeks? 14 days? To $97 a month. Or if you do annual, we'll take way off of that. We'll take it down to $777. That's what, a third? That's like 65% off. If you get it for the year, you get all of the stuff. It's all USD. This offer expires March 23rd for you and your teams. This is something that I cannot recommend more strongly. If you have to start at 97 and then upgrade, I'm sure they can figure out a way for you to upgrade between now and March 23rd. But start. Think about what you put into formal education and how much you put into your network marketing career. Let me help you. I've helped millions of people. I can help you. But you've got to take a step. You took a $10 step today or a $20 step. Congratulations. Wonderful. And I hope you got some value for it. Hope you're a little bit fired up. But whether it's $100 a month or $777 for the year, this will be a game changer. This is the code. When you go to the, I'll give you a link here in a second. We'll actually give them the link. Oh, actually, if you do the annual $777, we're going to give you a VIP GoPro experience ticket for December 6th through the 8th for free. And that's how much, what's that worth? $497 value. So you get a $497 ticket. So what is that? It's like less than $200 for the year of GoPro Level 2. All of it. Unlimited time to access. You have 12 months to access everything. Okay, so you get a ticket to this event, the biggest event of the year, plus you get a full year. This is only for annual, right? You get replays of the last two virtual GoPros, 2 Q&A VIP lunches, online event access December 6th through the 8th, 72-hour level 2 annual bonus offer. So this is good for the next 3 days. The next event is delivered virtually from our $25 million studio here in Vegas. Okay, so I mean, if you're going to go to Vegas and if you're going to go to GoPro anyway, the whole GoPro Level 2 is less than $200. You know, when you think about it, $497 for this ticket and $777 for all of it, including this. It's a pretty good deal, or you're never going to get a better deal. So that's the link. Take a screenshot of this. You've got 72 hours for the free ticket, and I think you've got 14 days for the $777 offer and the $97 offer. Then it goes back to those normal prices. Okay, so make sure you get this. Whoever gets the most people on their teams into this program is going to win. There is in-person options for Vegas, but it's almost sold out, and it's quite a bigger number. But if you want to get your people off to a quick start, here's what I'm going to just tell you. Get into this program. I've trained more people than anybody on earth on how to be successful in network marketing. I can train you too. But if you have anybody on your team, anybody, get them into this program. Have them take advantage of this and go through it together. Go through it together. Okay? Because if you go through it together, you're going to gain a lot more strength. So that's where I'm going to end it. I'm going to maybe throw up the last slide. Got it? Got the last slide or no? Yep. So if you want the replay to this and you haven't already ordered it, that's the link and the code for that. If you want the toolkit with all these things that goes along with what we went through, all these workbooks, that's the link for that. The 14-day free trial, I thought it was 7, but I guess it's 14. 14-day free trial for NowSite, that's the link for that. And you got the monthly for GoPro Academy, $97 or $777, and you get the GoPro Experience ticket, which is $497, a VIP ticket for $497 for this December if you do the annual for GoPro Academy. Okay? So listen, this is a vital and important year for all of you. We'll leave that up at the end of this in just one moment. This is a major year for all of you if you decide to make it a major year. This is your time. It's your turn. There's nothing stopping you but you. Okay? If yours said it was 7 days for NowSite, we'll make sure it's 14 days. Don't worry about it. It is 7. Oh, sorry. Well, ask him if we can change it to 14. We'll see if we can change it to 14. All right? We'll ask him nicely and see what he says. But one, if you're going to do 20 and 30 sometime in the calendar year of 2024, I want you to put 20 into the chat. Absolutely committed to doing it. Two, if you're going to at least try out NowSite, that 2-week trial, try out NowSite. I want you to put now into the chat if you're going to try it out. Just try it out. Fantastic. And 3, if you're going to join me inside of GoPro Academy, put GPA into the chat. And let's continue this educational journey together. The difference between leaders and non-leaders is leaders do the thing that they said they were going to do long after the feeling they said it with has left them. So don't let, when this turns off, your life get in the way. Just figure it out. You're a resourceful human being. You can make this happen. Can husband and wife join together? 100%, absolutely. If you have any questions on any of this, just go to support@networkmarketingpro.com. They'll answer your questions. Support@networkmarketingpro.com. They'll answer all of your questions, okay? And get you started. If you got to figure out some payment special thing or whatever. But I'm looking forward to seeing you inside of GoPro Academy. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the GoPro experience. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. I hope at some point down the road, very, very soon, okay? Everybody go out there, be amazing, be spectacular. This is your year. Go out and make it so. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.